I'm sipping on Bella.
Yeah, I'm finna paint a picture. Finna paint me a little.
I'm sipping on Bella. My chick from Bella. My whip from Germany. I'm cooler than LL. I clap my nigga like patty cake. I clap my...
What is up, guys? J4CK here, and today I'm going to teach you, or start teaching, I guess, my first little series on After Effects text animations and just basic things in After Effects that you can do. I'm going to be using Photoshop today, and that's about it. And let's get right into it. So I like to start with my stuff, usually in Photoshop. I like to save it as 2 layers. So like I like to make my final product in Photoshop. So this is what I want it to look like at the end. This is how I want it to see on the screen. So I like to make sure it's 2 separate layers. So welcome to this is one, and the tutorial is the other one. And that's, I'm not going to center it or everything. It's pretty easy, but I'm just going to leave it whatever. And so I have my end product, and then I like to save them separately, because you're going to want this to move separately than this. So welcome to this needs to be saved as one thing. I like to save, go to File, Save for Web and Devices. In other versions, the newer versions, it's in there still. I'm not 100% sure what the option is called right now, but it's somewhere in there. You can get the Save for Web and Devices, or save like it's a legacy save, I think it's called in there. But anyways, you're gonna want to save it as a transparent PNG. So you want PNG 24 transparency. Don't check interlaced. All this should be fine. And then press. Well, I'm gonna press done, but you press save, and then you can save it. I already have these saved, so I'm not gonna save them. But then you want tutorial, so you don't do that. Push that, and then putting up your legacy menu, and you're good. So then you have the 2 separate images saves transparently. So then we're going to go to After Effects. We're going to put these in there. And there we go. And the easiest way to create a new comp is literally just drag the first one in. So I drag the first one in, but usually there's going to be a black background, so you want white, new, solid. It's already white because I just made it white. Press OK. OK. It's over it, so you're going to want to put it under the welcome to this layer. Okay, and then you're going to want your second one too. I recommend saving them in order as you want them to come in. So I want the welcome to this to come in first, and then I want tutorial to pop in, kind of like slam into it. So we'll be doing welcome to this, sliding in, and then tutorial. Boom. So you're going to want to open the keyframes for this one, where you press the arrow, transform. This is all position, so you just press position, and it'll keyframe it right here. So this frame's right here. So I'm going to drag this keyframe back a little bit, and then for this, the very first thing I want to do is to zoom in, or not zoom in, but rather slide in. So I'm going to find it right there. So that comes in like this. It pops in. But if you want that to happen faster, you just take this keyframe, just move it closer, and now it's a little too fast for me. I like that. Split the difference. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, and now so that's a slide in, really easy. To make the scale, you're going to want to do the same thing, except we press scale. And then, I think this one's not going to do what I want it to do, because I've already tried this. It's going to zoom in on this point. If I scale this all the way up, it just goes to black. So I'm going to have to add a transparency. So if you get into the scenario where you can't edit it, the scale, because the scale is just going to be right in the middle of your text, you can either just drag this thing back to where you want to show up, which is probably what I'm just going to do here, or you can mess with the opacity. But see, that scale is right there, and then I want it to zoom in and slam, so I'm going to want that keyframe pretty close. Just click on the scale, type in 100. So now you can see kind of what that whole thing looks like. Well, maybe a little fast. Let's see. Alright, that's okay for tutorial's sake. You could ideally I'd probably edit with this thing right here. I'm gonna do it now because that's how I roll. But if I don't want it to pop up till here, the scale should be, I want it all black then, because then it will look better, maybe. Oh, I'm dragging it, so let's just do. Ooh, I didn't type my zeros in. 5, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now it's all black. So now, and I don't like that either, so I'm just gonna mess with the opacity a little bit here. Give me a second. 0 S. Well, when is it? I put my thing in already. It should be around here. We'll put the opacity back to 100, and this is the 100 keyframe. There we go. You might not like that. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think it looks better than the all black thing we had going on before. Here, let me see. Yeah, I like that way better because it doesn't pop up until here, but you can still sort of see it the whole way. Alright, I like that. I like what we got going. So then to add motion blur, you just press these little circles up here, and on every layer you want motion blur, hit them and hit them, and now you have, let it render out. We'll replay it. Alright, now that's all rendered. Boom. There you go. Now you have your kind of graphic animation. You could add a shake into this with After Effects, or well, you probably could do it in After Effects. I'm not 100% sure how to do it in After Effects, so I'm not gonna come and be like, oh, I know how to do that. It's easy, but it probably is really easy to add a shake to this. To be honest, I usually do it in a different program. I do it in Final Cut normally. I have my MacBook, but you can do it. I like to use a simple video editor. After Effects is really just supposed to be for effects and stuff. You're not supposed to like edit a whole video in here, but yeah, I think that looks really good. You could add like a texture to this. You could do so many things with this, and I think with the motion blur and this opacity thing, it looks really good. There you go. That's how you edit text. Real easy and simple. You can do that with anything too. You could rotate objects and keyframe them, basically anything. That's just a simple welcome to this tutorial. Alright, I hope you like this tutorial. Please leave a like or subscribe. I'm going to actually do another video on top of this one. It's going to be the part 2, where I'm going to add more stuff to it. So stick around for that and watch part 2. See ya.